What's going on, guys? It is Shmeet back here with another video, and we improved to 3-0, which, as a Hornets fan, as a person who's followed the Hornets for years, I cannot say that this has been the start of many seasons, as historically we've been such a bad team, and for us to be 3-0, being 3-0 against the Brooklyn Nets says something, because the Brooklyn Nets are known as being, one of the top echelon teams of the NBA. So for us to beat them is saying a lot about the start of our team, how we're blending together so early in the season, and really maybe a flash forward till the playoffs maybe. But before I overreact, let's go to who played well. And again, guys, Miles Bridges is on a tear. He had 30 last game. He puts up 32 this game. I'm assuming, I didn't watch it in fully. I watched spurts of it, but I would assume most of it was threes, driving to the basket. He's just showing that with all the players healthy on our team, that he can still score at a high clip, and it's just good to see that he's taken this big leap over PJ Washington, which PJ was maybe seen as the better player probably 2 seasons ago, and Miles Bridges is just putting on a tear. I think the confidence and the relationship he has with LaMelo Ball maybe aids to that. But all in all, Miles Bridges is averaging how many points this season? Probably over 20, I'd say, because he had, I think, 14 the first game, or 30 the second game, and then 32. So whatever that average is, I know it's pretty good. But this is crazy. So we were losing in the first half. I think we were losing by 8. I think it was 48-40 or 58-50 at the end of the second quarter. But we rally back. We have a 29-20 third quarter, and then a 32-17, outscoring them by 15 points in the fourth quarter. This is a team led by Kevin Durant, James Harden. They got shooters in Joe Harris and Landry Shamet, although he might have been traded. Not certain about that. But they have, I shouldn't have to explain the Brooklyn Nets. It's the Brooklyn Nets. But, they got Patty Mills as a free agent acquisition. But this team is a powerhouse, and for the Hornets to beat them is just saying something about the league. And if I want to pull up the East standings real quick, because I am not certain who's on top. So we got 3-0 the Bulls, 2-0 the Knicks, 2-0 the Wizards. I have not watched any of the Wizards games, but that's surprising. And then the Hornets at 3-0. I don't think it's updated because it's still saying we're at 2-0, even though we played 3 games. But I mean, if the Knicks or Wizards play today, they're still, or if they didn't play today, they're still at 2-0. So we're either the 1 spot or the 2 spot. I'd say we're the 1 spot because the Bulls haven't played really anybody tough. They played the Pistons twice and somebody else. So I'd say we're the number 1 team in the East right now, which I don't want to, overreact, but 3-0 to start the season against tough teams, in a team we lost to in the play-in last season, a Cavs team who has every center, every 7-foot center in the NBA, and obviously the Nets, who I don't even have to explain. To beat all those teams to start the season is saying a lot, and we are obviously led by Miles Bridges, who I just went on a spiel on. Cody Martin is someone I shit on last year literally every time he even touched any minutes. But he is putting up solid minutes, and obviously the coaches see that as well. He's playing 32 minutes. James Bouknight only played 1 minute again, but the coaches are trusting Cody Martin in his ability to provide effort, to provide maybe a scoring thing off the bench. I mean, he only put up 12 points, but that's a pretty valuable 12 points. This is insane from Cody Martin. Obviously, his brother Caleb is now on the Miami Heat. But also Ish Smith off the bench. Kelly Oubre Jr. only put up 9, but had 9 rebounds. I mean, our free agent acquisitions are doing really well. For Ish Smith to have 15 points, a guy who I didn't even hear of last year. I knew who Ish Smith was, but I didn't, hear anything about him. He is so quick. He is probably the quickest guy on our team. Quicker than Miles Bridges, quicker than LaMelo Ball, quicker than, I don't even know. James Bouknight, he is deadly quick, and for him to have 15 off the bench is super good. Jalen McDaniels is getting his minutes for the time being. He had 7 points in this match, but I don't know how much faith I have in Jalen McDaniels going forward, but that's not what we're here for. We have LaMelo Ball putting up 18, another solid game. Obviously, Gordon Hayward did not have a great game. I think he had 0 in the first half. He ended up with 8 points, 6 rebounds, or 6 assists and 3 rebounds. But I said last video that you can count on Gordon Hayward to put up a consistent 18 to 20 points per game. He put up 8 this game, so what do I know? But a W is a W, and holding off Kevin Durant, I mean, we didn't really hold off Kevin Durant. He had 38 points, but holding off the rest of the Nets, where Nicholas Claxton only had 5 points, and obviously we have a tough time as a team that's lacking height on our team to hold off these centers on the opposing teams, and to give Nicholas Claxton only 5 points is pretty good. LaMarcus Aldridge only had 9, and obviously KD, I don't even identify him as tall. He's just an all-around, phenomenal player. James Harden only had 15. Joe Harris 7 points. Javon Carter is a huge pickup for them. I think they actually traded for him, but that's a huge pickup for them. He only had 3 points. Patty Mills 5 points. Bruce Brown 8 points. This was an all-in-all great defensive performance. If we can limit a team to under 100 points per game, I mean, we might go 82-0. I said we were going 82-0. That was my title for my last video. But if we can, this in today's NBA in 2021, teams are scoring over 100 points like it's nothing. So holding a team to 95 points is pretty good. So that's my takeaways. We improved to 3-0, which is probably the first time in a long time that we've started a season this well. Because last season we kind of hiccuped. Obviously, we had a good half of the season, but we weren't like undefeated to start the season. So that's my takeaways. Comment down below what you think of the Hornets, and I will see you guys later.